Okay. So we will call this meeting to order. We do not have a quorum today, but we are going to continue to discuss what we had on the agenda. However, we are going to skip number 2, involving the minutes from March 24, 2026. So we'll move on to community survey edits.
All right, so lots of feedback from community survey. Kind of like with the chapter, I recommend we just go through this and generally thumbs up, thumbs down, confirm any of the changes. Anyone have any comments on the changes, feel free to provide input. So I'm just gonna go in order here with question 1. Robbie recommended a sort of alternate format in some of the description of this first question. All looks good to me. I think Daryl recommended adding level of crime.
Yeah.
Everyone all set with that one? There's some recommendations. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
There are some recommendations on question 2 about changing some of the language. I put in some examples of like spread out population, sparsely populated. That's from Amanda. Rob recommended current population density, which I think serves the purpose.
Same thing.
Yeah. Which is a low density population. Yeah.
Do you think so? Amanda's probably was to be a little more
reader friendly.
Yeah. Okay.
I think current population density, I would assume most people can wrap their head around that. Does that work, everyone? Similar. Just kind of reordering of the item for potential for economic development change to economic development planning. I don't really have a strong feeling about this one. If anyone does, I'm totally can start with confirming Robbie's suggestion.
I just made these suggestions, just like I'm reading through it, like, okay, well, how would I want to read it? What would be the easiest for me to understand when I fill this out? So I mean, you have more experience with this, so if you think that there's better wording or your original wording is better, don't feel like you have to accept these edits that I proposed. These just like.
I think the only potential, I kind of assume economic development planning and potential for economic development are a little bit different. It's like assuming, it's like economic development planning is existing like information that's been distributed for the town for upcoming economic development aspects, whereas potential economic development is kind of like putting the onus on people for seeing.
Yeah, I think that comes back to the change of public services available. I think that's, same idea, same question, same comment that you had. So I think that your original verbiage is better.
Okay. Yeah, I think for this one, I would potentially keep it for potential economic development, because I think the question is leading like to where people seeing the potential in the community. But I do agree, public services available, like the people rating it, it's just okay, like what kind
I
of
do too. I like it better that way, I think, readability wise. Not that it's huge.
Daryl also recommended adding level of crime and tax mill rate. Number 2, which totally makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So on question 4, Amanda recommended adding more like specifying work at home as remote or work at home business. I think that's very useful.
I have my only thing on that is like the self-employed contractors. And we're gonna have like a ton of those, and it doesn't really fall into any of those. I mean, maybe it does. If you work outside of the town, what town do you work in?
Where's your business?
Like, or just self-employed? Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if self-employed versus like work at home business. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I think that's easier. Self-employed.
Just self-employed, right? Like work in town, I do, and I'm self-employed, but like it at least qualifies somewhere for me. I at least qualify somewhere there.
There might be a survey question that gets into that.
Oh, maybe.
But off the top of my head, I don't remember, so I like adding that, because it is different, and I think it's important to differentiate those workers from. But I think like, I guess for the, work location, self-employed could also, anyway, you move around between towns, and lots of
Right,
contractors do. I'll add a note to it and we'll confirm it.
figure something out, yeah.
You have a typo on F.
Type on it.
What down do you work in?
It's. Thank you. So number 5, what is your opinion on residential development in the last decade? And Robbie just suggested having a little more detail, makes total sense. I don't see. It makes total sense to me.
Yeah, no, looks good to me.
On to question 9. I believe this is Amanda's feedback that accessory apartments, makes sense that I don't know the definition of that. I have some options. On the side of my comment, if you can see those. Any other suggestions or any of those speak stronger than others to you all?
I mean, ADU is kind of the
That's another
standard
common
term.
thing now, yeah.
That's kind of makes buzzword, yeah.
But what is everyone gonna understand? Like Kelsey, love her to death, would know what an ADU is.
Not in that format, no.
We could put in accessory dwelling unit or accessory apartment and just add a little definition under it, like just parentheses.
Right. Yeah.
Which would be something along the lines of additional housing on the property as the main housing. I'll get the. Main state housing authority definition for that, and add that in there.
And I like definitions too, but again, we have to make sure that everyone is able to read this.
Yeah,
So
certainly.
they understand this, don't go
Mm-hmm.
big terms,
Yeah.
big words scare me.
What about tiny homes? Not that I'm a fan of them, but it's becoming cost effective.
I believe that tiny homes are included in accessory apartments.
Well,
But what if they're on their own property? What if you had like population well, you know?
Oh, right, I understand that. I'd like add it to this table. You're suggesting?
yeah, and honestly, not that I actively promote, but. Obviously. Mobile homes
Mm-hmm.
are an affordable way for a lot of folks
What
to
if we
get
just
it, and do they value that?
Yeah, what if we just put in like single family houses? Single family dwellings. In there as an option too. Cause that covers tiny homes, that kind of work like we're talking about its own property or.
Like you think we need more,
Single-family
that's
homes.
like, what
Yeah.
that's kind of what we're asking.
And should that include tiny homes and mobile homes, or would you like that to be a separate thing?
I think so.
I think
That's
single family
family
housing,
home,
yeah, I
right.
mean, some of those, you know, mobile homes, not the appropriate vernacular, manufactured housing.
Yeah.
Are quite nice,
Yeah,
they're no problem.
well, they're affordable,
Right.
and when you're talking about what
Yeah.
the need is.
I mean, maybe put like single family housing as a separate category and say like. Stick built, mobile home, tiny home.
Yeah.
The next chapter we're reviewing, is the housing chapter.
Okay.
So, which is perfect, and the way it's listed out on, defined for housing unit type is single family housing unit attached and detached, including mobile homes.
Perfect.
So.
Great.
Perfect, yes. So on to question 10, added the minimum lot size, is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it is, but made smaller to encourage more density. Now, I know there's the new. Legislation that came through that may allow for in a designated area, I don't think that we are. So we really can't make that smaller, that's state minimum.
So we'll remove that.
Completely,
Under RIG,
Surprising that 20,000 square feet is the state minimum for a lot. That's like half an acre.
new lots.
So if someone were to subdivide an existing lot, you
Mhm.
couldn't go a quarter acre lot. Gosh, I hope not. Oh, really? I thought it'd be fine.
have you ever hung out on a quarter acre with a house on it? That's not very big.
Yeah, I don't.
To add new, like, I feel like,
Well,
yeah, with a
Well,
septic.
you wouldn't need it though if you have the sewer.
not if
and
you were
water.
in town, but if
Yeah.
you were, if
Right, I guess that's what I'm thinking.
In town,
more than
yeah.
anything, cause like who's gonna make a 20,000 square foot or
Yeah,
something,
that
lot,
would be large.
you know, Old Powell's Road.
Do you know off the top of your head, Richard, which, LD that is?
Well, this is 1829, but, I mean, it's Google AI here,
Mhm.
so whether or not that's gonna shoot accurately. Oh. Doesn't this have to do with, sorry, I'm doing this after the fact, I didn't put much time into it. It's true, it's to be honest about it. Doesn't it have to do with wastewater as opposed to water?
I thought it was, my understanding was that it was,
I thought it was subsurface wastewater disposal rule was a 20,000 square foot.
Yeah.
Right, so it's not about what if you're served by the water district or not, it's about
It's-
if you're served by the sewer district.
sewer district,
If
okay.
you're connected to public wastewater. public
Okay.
sewer.
I'll update that.
Well, I mean,
And then we default to the state minimum,
Mhm.
so whatever statute allows, we don't regulate minimum lot size. So that's what I was just trying to pull. So if you are. It's 20,000 square feet if you have. Subsurface.
Right.
Waste.
right,
Mhm.
Want to have that.
Or in town, or connected to sewer. I thought I just read where she signed a bill.
To 5,000.
5,000,
right, I
yeah.
thought it was smaller,
Yeah.
20,000 is big, I mean, I know it's
To
so
allow
big,
for,
but like.
right, yeah,
In Portland or like in
Denver.
state, I'm saying state wide.
okay, and designated growth
Areas served by public sewer and water.
Designated growth areas, you said.
Or,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
so that's.
LD 1829. Yeah, in 2025.
So what's that
update it
district?
to sewer districts,
Sewer department.
sewer departments.
So what, do we get rid of the made smaller to encourage more density?
Because if we default to the state minimum. and-
Right. Now we'll take a look at that LD. Perfective date and.
Yeah, I think she signed it in 26, but I can't remember.
Right,
I can't remember the
here's
exact
the-
difference.
Maybe if you're served by public sewer
Mhm.
or if you're served by public water, because then that would keep obviously
Mm,
separate, and it used to just be subsurface, so I'll look into that and let you know.
okay,
We can refine this question based on that.
Yeah,
thank you.
that's my comment too, remove completely if there's a statement on.
You mean remove the whole question?
Yeah,
I was saying remove, I was saying add as in like. Remove minimum lot size to encourage density, but we don't, if you can't do that,
yeah, we can.
Right.
remove that, if we're gonna remove smaller, remove the. My comment.
Yeah.
And then. I'll just. More notes. Alright, question 12, there's also a typo on 11. Question 12, what type of businesses do you like to see in town? Probably asked me to brainstorm a couple, just give some options, what I came up with, anything that really is out of place or should even be suggested. Or anything like that.
What type of new businesses would you like to see in town, maybe? New or additional businesses? I mean, I'm thinking like childcare, well, we have
Mhm.
one consistent childcare provider. And then we have another site that. It's childcare provider for 3 months and then they close and then they're open for 6 months. and then they
There's a
close.
new one opening actually.
I think specifying news. That's kind of how I like read it implying, but I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think we're just reading this.
Can you switch, sorry, go back to 11, switch the order from strongly encouraged to strongly discouraged, just flip it.
Sure.
Cause you have very unimportant on the left for question 9, but then you have strongly encouraged on the left on that side, so it would just stay consistent with. The other very poor, very, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
See what I'm saying?
I think there's gonna be some structure, aspects of this document that are gonna be fixed when I plug in SurveyMonkey. Cause where it's gonna be hosted by SurveyMonkey ultimately. But yeah, yeah, certainly. I agree. Are there any other businesses that, off the top of your head that?
I couldn't think of any.
That's a pretty good
I
list.
would, yeah, like prescription drugs, like prescriptions maybe, but
Pharmacy.
yeah, pharmacy, that's what it was. But I don't know. I know there's a lot of like, you can get them delivered now from a lot of pharmacies, so.
Yeah, the only thing that I hear or read often is, I think we need like a Dollar General.
Oh, please, no.
I understand, but when you look at social media, there's a lot of people that say, we just need a DG, we just need a DG.
I mean, that'd fall in a grocery store.
Whatever.
There's like a catch-all term to those, like it's a low cost. Like general store, but there's a specific to like encapsulate the idea that they're also a chain. I'm blanking on the term.
I don't either.
If you could,
I'm not
if you
gonna
could find
explain
something
it
in it in
because I-
parentheses, but i.e. Dollar General or Family Dollar kind of a thing. It's an important part of what people want, whether or not you want it here. That's why you guys sit on the committee,
I love you said.
right?
I mean,
And then it's about location. That's
Yeah.
largely what it is,
are
right?
usually more rural section.
Or they brought, right? In Kingfield or.
Oh, it's not cheaper, it just people who don't have. Good income,
Right, not to agree with the outcome or what people support, but I think
because
it's
it's really
sad.
not cheaper, it's just. Less money for less items. In the Dollar Tree world, I mean, the Dollar General world.
They'll open up with the other question as well. All right, off to question 15. What type of commercialized industrial development do we add new / additional here as well? This is again just generalist. I don't know if all these are necessarily realistic. I just.
I mean, factory. Sell jobs, I don't know, shipping jobs. Have a pretty large empty. Industrial building currently, I don't know,
it is something.
yeah, something, I don't know, I mean,
What is
if we're gonna throw
industrial?
dollar stores on there, we're gonna throw something big.
Industrial manufacturing.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Something that's gonna pay higher than minimum wage.
Yeah,
Skilled labor.
yeah,
Warehouse.
yeah,
Manufacturing. All. That's this. Industrial manufacturing, skilled labor, manufacturing might be able to be captured under one.
yeah,
I wish the
shipping.
farmers market and makers spaces together.
Okay,
yeah.
Good deal.
Mhm.
shipping. Business. Warehouse.
Shipping warehouse, maybe
Shipping
competitive, couldn't they not all in one.
Co-work spaces, okay. I added skilled labor manufacturing, industrial manufacturing, all synthesize that into one thing. Shipping business / shipping warehouse. All synthesize that into one thing.
Yes.
Remove lakes from question 18. Makes sense, but specifically Norridgewock. Next comment is on 22. Added swimming area, town beach / swimming area. I would all. For the first two items, I'll make like an artificial swimming area, like a town pool. And then natural swimming area. I want to distinguish those as two separate things. we had Jim, well, we got zero suggestion.
So we got a town owned and subsidized fitness facility, because I feel like that's what he was intending.
Is that what he was intending? I guess,
'Cause if
Public
it's a gym,
facility
then
is
I
Public
would-
facility, I would say.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what he's saying.
Great, so
Or like-
fitness center instead of gym.
Fitness center.
fitness center, so maybe that like, they have those fitness centers, part of like public parks, they have like the. Swings and the like machine pumps and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So fitness center is more accurate.
Just to differentiate between basketball courts or whatnot.
Yeah. I would say that, so I'm moving on to question 23 now, I would say that. Getting feedback on these privately owned town or. Services that the town benefits from is not necessarily a reason to exclude from the list. I'm open to feedback, so.
Your question for question 23.
Yeah, so there's a comment that it being probably unaffected is addition to the list.
No, I think it is. I think it's good to be on there, because we could, if it's something that's like, oh yeah, we need to improve the transfer station, we could put town funding, work with waste management to say we need to inject funding. There's options there. They just built a brand new transfer station, but.
And beautification, not beautification.
Oh, no, sorry. There's some huge.
A lot of vowels in that word.
Sorry. It's about.
Um,
No, I don't.
Right.
What was the other question?
again, there's like a weird formatting blank page here, sorry for the town printed, document, but. Yeah, all that stuff will be cleaned up when it says it's very monkey, similar. Aspect here with the solid waste and recycling services, I don't think. That's probably on changes. The importance of getting feedback on different aspects. We could change it to. The named services and the public services, if that makes people feel better. On this and the previous question, I believe, has. Oh, no, the previous one.
No, I think it could be a
categories.
public service. I mean, we could have.
Privately provided public service.
Pay $1 a year for it.
Yeah, I think public service,
But
but. The point is that there's some clarification.
I think 26 is great
yeah,
to add
The
that.
town's primary emergency medical services,
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
That is back up.
because the AMS does count.
AMS number in a bag.
Yeah.
primary, I think that's everything on this. Share that.
Good to me.
Like the what, that's all it saves.
Will we have hard copies available in the town office?
Survey?
Yeah.
That'd be good, yeah. Yeah, so that actually is perfectly, perfect transition to my next. Sorry, I'm just connecting the Wi-Fi here to make sure the change is saved. So yeah, next steps of this, all applies edits on SurveyMonkey and. We should talk about like where we would like to host it, and distribute it. The past town website, town Facebook page are generally. Where those go. We've also distributed, the town distribute QR codes in like high visibility areas.
Post
and-
office library.
Yeah, then also having,
Cool.
Yep,
and then also having, them available for hard copy in the town office as well.
I mean, there's a good section of people that aren't tech savvy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we advertise that once it is made available, which will be shortly after this meeting.
yeah, I have 5 copies at the post office, I have two.
Okay. So I'll send over a link to the SurveyMonkey and you'll be able to print it from that link as well, I believe.
What type of participation do you see on these?
But it depends on the town, sometimes very few people, sometimes we get lots of participation.
Have a big list that you email or text that messaging system, like, you get a big response from that? Or just a few people are,
Just
Part
a
of
few, we could create, so could we create a tiny URL?
Yeah, we did create a QR code and share that.
I'm looking for a tiny URL that I can send.
Oh, yeah.
So I can blast out, I only got like 350 or 400 on that, but we can still hit them, and then the QR code. I'll put in the next newsletter, and the newsletter will not be first. Well, be sent, perfect.
That. Alright, well. I don't have any initial thoughts on the survey. So,
I have a quick, sorry.
sure.
Do we wanna ask a question if they live in town? Cause this is gonna be a public land.
Or what's your affiliation?
Yeah, like what's your affiliation with town Norridgewock, like,
Live here from here, like, yeah, like,
right, like, this is gonna be a public, like, anyone can fill it out.
Are you a resident or taxpayer?
Sure, exactly, like, yes or no, and then,
we could be resident and then just a taxpayer, and then not just a
or
taxpayer.
select all that apply. or-
Yeah,
Because you could be a resident, not taxpayer. You're right.
yeah, oh yeah, you could be a resident, not a taxpayer, right?
So these aren't gonna be required, right? No red asterisks on these questions, so if somebody wants to skip it, they can skip it,
Will be required.
okay?
But you could make that one required,
I didn't know it should be required.
and make it first,
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, so
and
first
required, and then everything else is not, required. That makes it really easy.
So yes. Sorry, are you a resident of town of
I
Norridgewock?
didn't know, your affiliation with the town of Norridgewock, select all that apply,
Yeah.
resident, property owner,
Mm-hmm.
whatever else you want. Just thinking like, cause if it
Or
was,
just
someone
non-resident,
could see this QR code, but.
Or
oh, it's for
non-
everyone.
Well,
or
I
neither.
pay taxes in Norridgewock, live in Norridgewock, work in Norridgewock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes, exactly,
visit Norwood.
drive through, get gas in Norridgewock.
Right,
I would do it that way as opposed to resident or property.
Yeah, yeah.
I would say work in Norridgewock, live in Norridgewock,
Okay,
and go that way.
okay,
work.
but if you pay taxes here and don't live here, what's
That's
your
fine.
option there?
Well, I pay taxes.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
And if you do is select all that apply, maybe you put. My children attend school.
Right,
in
Yeah.
Norridgewock. You
Yeah,
could
yeah.
Put a bunch of different things
Right,
that
if you-
into demographics, demographics.
yeah. Is there
Drive
people who,
through
Are you-
regularly. Okay, so I work, live, pay taxes, children attend school, drive through regularly, select all that apply.
other,
and then please provide.
cause I couldn't, we could get someone who's like, I'm working here, a contractor.
Please specify.
I think that'll help us prioritize when we get the result.
yeah,
Like, but if someone really feels like someone that says, oh, I don't drive through, feels really strong that there needs to be a gym.
never know.
Right.
I think with that survey we did before, there was some, went from Norwich, right, that filled it out.
Yeah,
How have surveys in the past gone?
Not really good.
Not good?
depends on the content of them, it's obviously, you get survey response rates.
Hmm.
Look with the city of Portland a couple months ago, they direct mail type thing, and they had electronic, and they rigged it to get X number of surveys, they got 1,200 surveys returned in the entire city of Portland. Wow.
I only got 10% more.
It's pretty good, honestly.
It wasn't what I wanted, I wanted a lot more than that, but I got
Yeah.
that. And I think a lot of that was. Electronic, we didn't have any hard copy available, it was, we had to do it electronically, and people were like, well, I'm not gonna mess with a QR code, I don't wanna deal with that. I don't know.
The hard copy will be a deterrent to a lot of people because it's gonna be thick.
Yeah, how many pages does that document have currently?
A lot.
Uh,
I agree, that was like, way, switching the car.
yeah, it's quite a lot.
Right, we did a library survey.
Yeah.
A few years ago, and the goal was to get it on like a 5x7 card. and then put comments on the back. And that was still a little participation.
Yeah, it was.
This, the best. Just making sure.
If it's possible, you get through, I mean, how many times have you started something like this is just getting long, I wanna leave. Is there a way to say that?
Or you just submit it.
It's fine.
Well, that's what I don't know. If I get 10 questions in
Get 10%.
and I'm bored with your survey, is there a way for me to just hit quit and submit? Or,
I believe so. I personally haven't run a survey through SurveyMonkey, but from talking to my coworkers, that it'll be submitted, it can be submitted and not completed. You can specify that.
like, to navigate through all of these questions could be an obstacle.
Okay,
I'd rather have somebody half answer a survey than
Well, you
have
probably-
lose their results.
just answers about that specifically, but my understanding with SurveyMonkey is that you don't have to make all the questions required, and we can put an advisor at the beginning, being like, even if you only make it halfway through this, please submit it, because we
Yeah.
value your feedback.
Answer
I can
any of the
easily do a
questions you want.
survey.
I mean, it should
Sure.
take 10 minutes, right?
Oh, people want it in 5 or less.
I mean, 90 seconds.
Yeah, I've
Right.
gotten bored with surveys and just exit out
Mhm.
I thought this is.
or get distracted or whatever, phone rings.
Yeah, you just don't, you're like, never mind, I actually don't care.
We also put like, this will take, or maybe not, maybe we should discourage.
No,
people.
Maybe we'll put that in like the advertisement.
If you put a thing at the end.
Mhm.
At the start, if you complete and provide us with your email, you'll be entered to win a $50 gift card.
Oh, that's a
Okay,
good
go
idea.
ahead.
A little incentive.
You're offering $300 price.
I don't know.
Not great.
It's weird.
Two
Yeah.
Two $50 gift cards. So put that at the front, but they have to give us the email, as the last question at the end.
Okay. It's good, I like that.
Sure.
One entry, oh, don't do that.
Well,
Don't do that. There's so many laws and regulations with sweepstakes.
it's not a sweepstake.
I don't
Robbie, why
think,
did you ask me a question?
And it doesn't matter,
I don't think there's anything, I don't think we have anything else. I can look
Or
at
we
it
have to
now.
have terms and conditions.
it's not, no, it's not over a certain amount.
Okay.
We're a nonprofit 501(c)(3). 501(c)
Municipality.
what? Oh, municipality, but nonprofit.
It's not, I'm not targeting people.
Right. Correct, you're not selling anything. I think it's over a certain dollar here anyway.
They made me do it.
Who did?
The district where I work, sort of ran that survey. And we had to have like full terms and conditions and everything.
Okay, so. A couple more notes on this chapter, just wanna make sure I capture everything before we move on. We're looking for a tiny URL for a mass text, an advisory. And a way people can only fit it half it, but they still submit it. The only mandatory question is the first one.
Yeah.
So. And then also notify the surveyees that they'll be able to win $2 gift card on completion of the survey, add email question at the end. So people will be notified about their, if they win the gift card. Okay, I believe that's everything, unless there's any other comments on the survey. Okay, next, we are going to go over the vision statements. So based on the examples, I just created 3, do we want to edit them? Do we want to confirm one? Again, you can rip these apart, I'm not putting emotion attached to them, I just was trying to provide some examples on page.
I thought you did a good job.
I appreciate that.
Let me send dash.
Okay.
Wait, what? I didn't.
Good heavy lifting, I think, but that's maybe the point of it.
I think I like 2 or 3 in the month.
I like things. But everybody knew I was picking 3. Um, I don't know, I'm a bullet person, so more than a paragraph person, so that's just me. Robbie, I know you have a
Should we just have a vote?
I know you do, so.
No,
Oh,
I
okay,
am good with all of them, I don't feel strongly, I think they're all representing what we're looking for, I don't think,
Okay.
you know what I mean, do we want to? Do we wanna ask in the survey?
No.
No.
Okay, sorry, sorry.
I think it's,
Sorry.
I think it'll be just too much, yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
So
They'll be done after
I-
question one.
can we, well, we can't vote, no quorum. I think we gotta.
We do have a quorum now, yeah, actually, I was gonna say that, I don't know if we wanted to double back or just do it at the end, was my thought, but.
If I remember correctly, the first one is supposed to be a bit more, rounded, second one's a bit more,
Like forward thinking.
yeah, like idealistic, and the third one is. I think in tone, a combination of the two. But it's more of a structure difference,
Yeah.
And they all ultimately say the same thing as you guys have all noted.
I think the third one looks good, probably a little more
Yeah.
detail, it's just,
I think it just reads easy, like it's just easy for people to see exactly what, I don't know.
We're all set with three, or we'll wait a second.
yeah, we gotta.
Yeah. Melanie, we were just talking about which ones of the vision statements we liked, and now that you're here, before we didn't have a forum, so we can actually vote on it now.
Okay.
But
I only read the first one, so let me.
okay.
take-
That's all right.
Did you guys all say what you preferred?
I prefer three.
I said 2 and 3, either one.
I don't like 3 at all, so I would go with 2.
Is it a structure thing?
Yeah, I think it looks a little harsh
What?
with the bold and the bullets, which I'm typically a bullet person. So. Yeah, I would go with 2. So we have a tiebreaker.
No, not really. I'm a bullet person, so I was like, I really like it, just like being super clear and not having to read the paragraph.
Right.
What
But-
are the bullets?
I don't know, I still don't care for it. I mean, yeah, I don't know, I like, it's more of a vision statement, which in my opinion is number 2, but whatever you guys.
Someone can make a motion. I mean, I can still vote for 3, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if somebody's ready to make a motion, we can make a motion and go from there. So,
I'll make a motion to accept number 2.
okay,
Second,
so it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor of number 2? All those opposed?
Sorry.
Oh, I'm like, you did make it?
No,
Like,
no,
oh my
no,
God,
no,
Robbie.
No, it's good, it's good,
Okay.
it's good.
All those opposed?
Number 2 it is.
Yep.
Assuming I know we should vote, but those guess changes to be super clear for that.
I don't think so.
A little bit out of order, but just want to make sure before we move on. All right, and now we're moving right along to the local economy section. The local economy chapter. Still some info that I'll also just provide another update. I haven't heard from MSA 54, but they said they would send me the information, promptly.
What is the picture?
I reached out to, I can pull up the email, community or Cornville, Canaanville's, student enrollment data for 2023. Because we were like, we want to include that in the.
You send me the email.
Okay.
For you, quicker probably.
I did receive a response and they said they were working on it, and all for it.
2023,
Is it 2024 in the chapter?
I mean, I have that. I request that because I complained about their budget. And the cost per pupil. Is that the last chapter?
Yeah, it's for community profile.
Oh,
Yeah, that was just an outstanding, the chapter is completed, I just am
Gotcha.
waiting to
Did that.
plug in the last year. Because we requested, or we would, the committee asked us to have that be included for table as well. I believe it's from 2017 to, what up.
it's 2016 through 2025,
Yeah,
and then the 10-year average, so we were just trying to get Canaan and Cornville. Instead of Fairfield and Madison, right?
yes,
Is what our,
yes.
or Starks, Fairfield and Starks, so.
But for now, we can move on to the, local chapter. So similar to how we reviewed chapter numbers, you go through and, go over comments. Gene recommended that we omit New Balance, so during the ACS, survey period, New Balance was considered.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I didn't immediately make that change. I wanted committee's input. I can make a comment either here or further on that in 2023 New Balance, left Norridgewock, which I think is the best both world solution. So moving down to, also any additional questions as we go through this, but of course, don't hesitate to bring them up. I just left our citation, on page 3, it's all I comments about. Checklist questions are plugged in. So the mail up comment. Apologies, we're on page 11 now. Most of the comments are on the last 3 pages. Some need some more additional information, for this chapter. So at the moment, at the top of page 11, carry on this section, I have in addition, Norridgewock will have to leverage community assets to make their local time more inviting to businesses located in town multi-use recreation trails. And local park and ride lots that provide infrastructure support to businesses. And then, I believe Gene brought up a library project, or was it Amanda?
I think, I wasn't me, but.
Curious if anyone has more
Amanda, yeah,
information on
been
that,
approved in there, yeah.
Yeah.
on the library project.
Yeah, but I'm on
Second,
the, I'm on the building committee and the library board, so, yeah, we're currently exploring, building a new library, including a community room that will help serve the community.
So new library expansion, including a community room.
We're exploring, it hasn't been approved or anything.
Currently exploring, yeah.
Yeah.
Building a new library expansion, including a community room. Great, I'll work that into that session. And then. Also adding, kind of a low tax rate compared to some towns, so I can make a note of that here as well, or is there any objections to that?
think it's important, like, I think businesses should take that into consideration. when they're considering relocation.
And then in this checklist question, it also, so we have communities use its. Apologies. How can the community use its unique assets such as recreational opportunities, historic architecture, civic events, et cetera, for economic growth? Do we have any other ideas regarding that question that hasn't? Believe that we talked about it a bit in the rest of the section, but those were the comments regarding that question so far.
Well, we're trying to develop a New Balance building, right? That would be a potential industrial commercial development.
New Balance building.
Yeah. That's.
Is that what you wanna call it, Richard? The New Balance?
Sure.
And would that be for manufacturing or?
Yes, which should manufacturing.
Is what it was,
That's
yeah,
what it was, yeah.
but
It'd be called sign.
finding other ways to utilize that space to bring business.
And it's okay if we're too early on to, like, what are the general ideas for that project? Like, what are we hoping to transfer that within?
I think multi-use,
No.
we don't really know. We don't really know,
Okay,
We don't know.
something.
to a community asset. Right.
There you go.
Good term.
Great.
You're not,
Sure.
you're not on this, we have more than 10 people. As
Huh?
an employer. Major local.
Each of my own.
2023, I guess it's not, it's
Good one.
Page.
Reddington has a typo.
page 11,
Oh,
It's not here.
table 5.
Or yes, they are. It's not reading.
I mean, it's
Uh,
probably just super important for us.
Are you-
We have like 10
No.
people.
yeah, maybe, yeah, I have 15.
Thank you.
Not that it matters, I wouldn't change it because it's not part of the 2030 data.
So
Yeah, this is 2023.
what's this, I don't know, main educators consortium?
It's a college, Donna Cameron used to run it. It's like an online college course,
You've never heard of we employ that many people in Norridgewock?
probably online.
Oh, we've
Yeah,
got based here and
yeah.
it's.
So can we update that to 2025 rather than 2023?
I believe that's the most up to date
Oh.
main department labor data. I will double
New
check
Balance doesn't
that.
exist anymore, so that's kind of like
Yeah,
to have it in our.
yeah,
report
yeah.
going forward seems a little strange.
I think that it needs to be updated.
Sure.
We should probably make it updated as to 2026, because we can,
Okay,
Mhm.
and make some tweaks, because that New Balance being there is.
Well, and BDS is not here either, correct?
I wonder what that's.
What was management?
Waste management's not on here, yeah.
They
I
are
mean, they're not that many people, but they're quite.
They are now, though,
They
a
are
lot more.
in whatever the range is it 20 to 49? Is that what that
No,
range would
but yeah, I think it would be, yeah. Yeah, 20 to 49, yeah. But it's
Yeah.
not, I
be? Could
think
be
it's,
even more than that if you combine the trucking and.
yeah, I don't know.
Not quite direct,
Well,
it probably would include, it would only be direct employment. A lot
Yeah, but
of
they have
trucks-
truck drivers, she
Yeah,
said.
Oh, they do?
Supposed to be.
Contract to it out.
They have their own.
so the Middle Stream Elementary should be MSAD 54.
Okay.
And then Ainsley's is
And Benchmark.
Kennebec Market. But I don't believe it, do they really employ 10 people?
Kennebec Market.
16.
Yeah.
They're open.
I'm there often. I don't think they
This is
employ 10
16.
people. I would remove them from that list.
Okay,
Norridgewock Fire Department,
That needs to be the town of Norridgewock and
right, it should, we
That's
should
where
include the town of Norridgewock, and have all employees.
Yeah, I would say town of, yeah,
and so that's gonna put us into that next range up.
Yeah.
The 20 to 49.
and and that would be removing the fire department, including those employees with.
Correct.
I would say, does the Sula Country Store have 10 to 9?
Question, oh no, these are just all local employees, sorry, not people employed from the town or the employees, it's all.
Right.
Be the major local employers.
What about, Lynch Williams?
I was thinking Lynch, that was my next one.
Oh, that's right.
in Canadian chains.
Isn't that somehow?
No, it's across the street.
Let me see,
They manufacture for logging.
I mean, Lynch Landscaping at the peak employs. I don't know, 40,
In Nickerson.
I don't know, seems like a lot.
Yeah, Nickerson's
In
is good,
Nickerson's,
huh?
yeah.
Like with their store too.
my question is, do we have a way to get like a good estimate for the employees?
Oh, yeah, we're good at
this. Okay,
So Nickerson's gonna be in the 20 to 49.
okay,
Can I assign you a task, Richard,
Yeah,
to make a list and estimate number of employees and send it over, so we're not just.
sure.
Waste management is 30-ish.
Yeah, I had those numbers in select one.
Okay. That guy's strong.
so if you send me that table, I'll replace this table with it, and I'll also,
Full-time employees or part and full-time?
I don't think,
I'm probably just employees.
I think it's, well, it's the employer directory.
The volunteers.
So this original table came from the Maine Department of Labor.
Yes.
So wouldn't there be one on the Maine Department of Labor for a little bit more current information or no?
When I checked this, I might have, so all these chapters have been written ahead of time. So, and more data has come out, obviously, as time goes on. So some of these chapters are gonna be 2023 database, some of them are 2024 database. And that's just the way that the chapter's been written, and we can revamp them as we go. Like for example, the housing data, when we wrote the community profile data, the community profile chapter, used lots of 2023 data. The housing chapter is going to have 2024 data, because that was written by me over the last month. And that's very common for these comprehensive plans, just the way they get created.
yep,
And it's kind of just territory with creating a document of this size with the resources we have to create it. But for things like this, where the town wants to update, like for example, the employment, like a lot has changed in those 2-3 years, and that's something we can totally update and do.
sure.
I think we're paying $30,000 for this.
Mhm.
We gotta get 25 or 26 data.
So with ACS, there's not gonna be 25 bill data, bill one for the end of this year, right?
Yeah.
You're not okay with the 2024 data?
I mean to be proved, but.
No, I completely understand.
So I don't like template stuff and doing a good job filtering that out after the first meeting, but.
Sure. I think as you see as we go forward to, a lot of chapters are being written right now, so. So moving forward, you'll provide this updated table, Richard, and I'll put it in, and I'll look to revamp the, some of the data chapter, see if we can get from everything small.
I mean, by the time this gets approved, we're looking at 27.
Yeah, I
We're looking at
understand.
5-year-old data.
Yeah, that would be a
Mm.
lot.
That's true, yeah, that's,
Why bother? We have to update it then.
right.
Totally understandable. Luckily enough, we're early on, so all that stuff.
Yeah, some time to fix that.
So, that's questions on page 11. Would we agree with this? So top of page 12, Norridgewock's regulatory framework, focused on character on the scale of economic development, most commercial activities center on the village area along US Route 2. The village area has continued to be improved through the use of the Norridgewock Facade Improvement Program, NFIP, and a slow but steady flow of new businesses entering the town along this critical economic corridor. Would we agree with that?
I didn't know we had this, program. I knew we had a tip.
Yeah,
That's
that's,
a
yeah,
tip.
Yeah, that's,
yeah,
well, and then it was on to say, in addition to the facade program, they also established tax income and financing district.
oh, yeah, that's like one in the same,
So
the facade came from the
Okay,
tip.
On facade.
Okay,
And we also, well, no, that's fine. Leave it.
I'll change the wording to make sure it's clear that the TIF is the NFIP is funded by the TIF district. So speaking of the TIF district, I was looking through the application you sent me, and it's personally trying to parse the data, it's hard to figure out exactly where the TIF district is. So as of right now, it's paragraph second from the bottom, explaining TIF district, and I'll rework it to explain the way that NFIP is funded through the TIF district. I can read it out loud, or
So, are you in this, or are you in the draft that you've got?
I'm gonna update the draft.
Okay, so. The TIF district follows the pathway of the Summit gas line.
What's that in?
That's that.
Yeah.
That's pipeline guy.
Correct.
So yeah, just to make sure it's still correct, the district is, comprised of 2 areas, the pipeline tract, 27.36 acres, and the transit-oriented development tract, 81.09 acres. The transit-oriented development tract consists of the transit area corridor running primarily along Madison Road, Main Street, Skowhegan Road, which is the route of the bus service provided by Norridgewock by the KB Cabin Sport Bus Program. The transit-oriented development tract also includes a portion of Mercer Road to map 27, lot 29. The pipeline tract follows the path of the Sinai National Gas Line. There are currently no defined growth areas in town.
But the pipeline doesn't go to Skowhegan Road.
That's the transit-oriented tract. So there's
Okay.
2 areas that are
Okay,
TIF districts.
He pulled it from a document that states something.
oh, okay. Got it,
All sound good?
sure.
Yeah. Located in alongside the fronting of the public ways that through to the town. Okay. There are a few questions, to complete our checklist questions that haven't been, answered yet about the chapter. Question 1 is, does the community have defined priorities for economic development? Are these priorities reflected in regional economic development plans?
No. I mean, we don't have like a defined plan for that. For the Growth Council or SEDC might for us, but we take it one day at a time. Right now, the focus is trying to get the New Balance facility, former New Balance facility back online. To do something productive towards the tax base. Utilities. But we don't have that capacity to. We don't
That
have,
totally makes sense.
I'm the economic development engine, yeah.
I don't think there's any like expertise for all towns that have all this structure. It just is a checklist question that we have to answer.
And then you've got like the sewer commission is looking, one of their priorities is to try to expand their network. So that's economic development. But it's not like we have this list of 8 different things. That's just a relatively recent discussion that would help break even, but it takes a significant investment.
Of course. Next question, again, check this question, are public facilities including sewer, water, broadband access, or 3-phase power needs to support the project, objective location, type, and amount of economic activity, and what are the issues involved in providing them?
That would all be provided at the balance, right?
Yeah, it would be, I think that what's probably of greatest note here is that we do lack. The ability to expand the infrastructure, it's cost prohibitive, which is something. So when you talk about expanding the sewer to places with aging subjects like Tempesta Park. It's too expensive for them to do it, and somebody's gonna have to foot the bill. Broadband access, I think, is passe. The 3-phase power, I think, is important. We've talked about, solar development at the airport and helping to generate offsetting revenue there. And the access to three-phase power is not. So,
And that just comes out of money.
right,
It's. For not doing all these things. But we also don't have any area that we're like, hey, we want to develop this area. We don't have any area like, okay, we want to develop.
Like an
X, Y, Z.
industrial park or something.
Right, we don't have any like that.
Sorry, what's that, last piece?
We don't have anywhere in town that we've already identified as an industrial park or area of high priority to develop. Because so then we can't say, oh, we can't get there because of X, Y, or Z, it's not in the ordinances, we don't have an area to go to.
Okay, that makes sense. Does the town regularly work with communities like development professionals?
well, yes. But they're regional. That's kind of one of the reasons why we back with, and we've kind of partnered more with Mid-Maine Chamber of Commerce, because their toolbox is bigger. And Skowhegan Chamber of Commerce is very absorbed in proper.
So that's the Caddo Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Mid-Maine,
Oh, Mid-Maine.
Kennebec is in Augusta.
Is there like a good example that you've partnered recently? with?
Sorry,
No, no worries.
want to see what's going on.
Oh, scanner.
What's our
What's the
fire?
Yes, sorry.
I was trying to listen, I couldn't hear it.
Just like an example of a project recently that Mid-Maine and the town has partnered with, or just aspects in general, detail how the relationship goes, more type of.
So they served as, an initial point of contact to try to find, cite somebody at the development facility. But obviously unique.
What is find a site or find someone.
That was to match somebody to the site.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, the biggest obstacle for us is that we're not a big enough service center. So arguably, people don't care about us. So, Skowhegan focuses on Skowhegan. The Mid-Maine Chamber of Commerce does a pretty good job of outreach, and if nothing else, they'll provide you with a stronger network of people. And the access to educational institutions. That's where I think we find the value there, through that, but. By and large, it's not anybody that's out there advocating for us, it's. When they want our support. They come and they sell us on that. In that moment, and then after that, it's kind of quiet.
Yeah, when it's convenient.
Well, there's a lot of people that work out of that office too, like CEI has supported a lot of the childcare industry in this area, well, us specifically, but also other childcare, so that's kind of what's on.
I think that. Our businesses lack the knowledge of what is offered through something like the Chamber of Commerce and Waterford.
Thank you. Very much.
Where?
Like strange.
Then summary analysis, or summary analysis. I'm going to change the format of this section into bullet points that were with the, which is how the, community profile chapter was done, just to hit the big takeaways from this chapter. You'll see in the housing chapter, it's also done that way. And then last comment on this chapter, I made a long comment. About Norridgewock's position within the Skowhegan labor market. The sentences Norridgewock's position within the Skowhegan labor market means that most future job growth needed to support residents will occur within the regional economy rather than exclusively inside town boundaries. And I made this comment, if you guys can all see it. There are aspects of it that can be incorporated into the policy and strategies. Such as, if we remember policy and strategies section, which we're going to cover next, it could be to explore opportunities through Main Study and the Center for Entrepreneurship grant cycles. So that's my idea for incorporating those ideas, again, the committee on how we want to integrate that, or if we want to integrate it at all.
For comment,
Yeah, or just the things that she
What are
raised. And,
those things?
there's about 4 things in her comments, and I think that one of them I just said without having read her comment.
Yes, you did.
In that people don't care about us.
Mhm.
And it would be nice if we had somebody that was more responsive or proactive in representing our interests. As far as the TIF, we've talked about potential grant programs and the legal ability to expand the grant programs. We have a revolving loan fund that the town has invested in. The upfront money was 100,000. And there's still about 60,000 left, which offers a low interest, low cost way for businesses to get financing, largely gap finance, but that's a tool that I don't think people want to hand out oftentimes. And I'm not saying specific to this, but you know, that grant's really attractive, whereas the loan you gotta pay back and it's not a forgivable loan. People got used to forgivable business loans in COVID. And that's what they want now. It's just doesn't exist.
Sure. Well, we can leave it where it is for now. And we can look at policy strategies and see if it integrates into anything well.
I guess including something that we are underrepresented or largely the one advocated for in economic development, I think is worth putting in there.
Yeah.
And it's not like the team in Waterville does do a great job, it's that you fall through the cracks.
They have other priorities, bigger fish.
Right. So in the next 10 years, how do we advance our position?
Great.
And advance like to leverage the town have over some of those
Well,
opportunities.
if we landed an Amazon facility out by the airport, right? Probably would be on their radar, and I'm not saying that's something that's real and on the horizon. Sorry.
Still too cheap.
You know, I think that those are the types of projects that New Balance can be redeveloped, and those are opportunities. We're gonna wanna be there when the scissors come out. And that's kind of the unfortunate things that we're left to our own devices without that expertise.
A committed partner, that all makes sense. Alright. So. The good pivot to the policy and strategies. Table. So we covered these in the initial meeting, I believe. I have this document somewhere. Do we all like roughly remember what the purpose of this is? So we want a policy, like, so there's overarching goal that we're gonna set. And the policies are how we achieve that standard goal. And the strategies is how we help create the policy to achieve the goal. There are lots of required policy and strategies for a comp plan. Depending on how many, depending on the chapter. And then we also have suggested ones, in green that, we've suggested to other towns or have been suggested by other towns that, may or may not be a priority for the town of Norridgewock. And then we also have an implementing party and time frame, and those are explained at the top of that document. So again, the policy and strategies in black are required, they must be in the plan. Green are our suggestions, and at the very bottom, there are goals, policy strategies from the previous plan in red. Which we would like to like discuss these to see if they were enacted in any capacity at all. Why or why not they were enacted, how to go if they were enacted. So if you want to take a second to look over this document, or we can just go through it together right now, so we also need to decide an implementing party. I put in suggestions for the implementing parties. Do we want to go one at a time? We want to look over it.
I think this may be early. I would find this to be more beneficial in terms of goal setting, policy setting until we got the survey results.
Okay, so then that will,
This all sounds good, but if the public views it as a low priority, then maybe it moves from 4.2 to 4.7, or maybe they should move all together. Maybe there's something that we're missing.
okay,
I think it would be better to just total picture.
okay. So that would probably mean having a longer meeting, some way to go through the policy strategies we haven't. We'd be catching up once we get the survey results in. Which again, the schedule is built to have extra meetings or miss a meeting time to time. Do we want to, again, I guess probably survey results will inform our goals as well for the different chapters, the different sections of these chapters.
And red is what, our old plan stated and.
I was gonna say.
I
None
know,
of that,
so,
none of that.
but I think it's important to like know that. I think it's important to know we didn't do any of those things, so that when we're creating our
Right.
comprehensive plan, we're being a little more realistic and. I think. I think having the TIF committee also is a huge difference of what we have now that we didn't have that, so that's. We can utilize that as an implementation. of Implementing party, so. So we're tabling that.
Yeah. Okay, so next,
Sorry. You envision the TIP committee being the one to oversee the implementation of the plan.
No, of some of the things on that table is what I was saying, like, I don't think. Well, like right out of the gate, the town should create an economic development committee comprised of local business people, educators. Like, that's kind of what we've been using our TIF committee as, so I guess we maybe did almost accomplish one. But the other ones we didn't touch, so just was saying that we have the luxury of having that committee. To help implement some of these goals once we get them on paper. So,
going forward until we get through results, I'll still be sending the policies and strategies for each chapter. So keep an eye out for those as we continue to go through. It does make sense to wait until we see the community's priorities. So we on the map. This is just, we need, this is basically a topographical map, or it is a topographical map. Just instead of the lines, I think it was cleaner with the digital elevation, like relief. Do you have any questions about this? Richard made a comment, there was a repeat of Burl Hill. You'll see with some of the data I take from the USGS to create these maps, some of the names may be different than local names. So anytime you see something like that, I'm just pulling this from a national data site that has the like quote unquote official names in the geo naming index system, I think is what it stands for, archive. So again, things mislabeled, do not hesitate. This is just meant to represent the topography of the town. I am gonna make an update to this map. I'm gonna remove the road labels for anything outside Norridgewock because that's unnecessary.
You have Dodd over by McIntyre Hill, it says Doblin Road, it looks like, and I believe it's Dodlin Road. DOD rather than DOP.
yes,
It's
right at the
DOT,
precinct.
not DOB,
DOD.
Donald Road.
God,
Like the mountain.
Like the mountain that's behind it, yeah, but not G at the end though.
Yeah, so this data is Maine DOT. And there also are, so like with the town of Brighton Plantation, there were tons of roads missing that people use from, so there's some aspects of data that are far from complete. So yeah, that's a great suggestion.
I got one question, on the top center left. Coming in and out of Madison off Colby Bryant Road. There's an elevation there, I don't know what it is. But it's a brownish area,
Off of,
Little help.
yeah, I don't know, but it's the only one that's really not.
Is that, that is,
Well, that's my next comment.
Colby Bryant.
That's
That's
the
waste
landfill, that's the landfill.
Right, and so.
oh, which one over?
Oh, yeah, that's the.
Oh,
It is
It
elevated.
is, I mean, it's not wrong.
The Colby Bryant is a hill of some sort, but I mean, there are, like, Tarbell Hill's not even colored here on the map, and so I'm wondering if we could put a color on that. And then my next comment is, do we identify the waste management, or
I
are
think
we just looking at natural? I mean, at the end of the day, it kind of is now.
I don't know that you'd wanna put a number on it.
Right.
I mean, I
think
think
anybody-
what are they looking at for? They're gonna look and say, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna look at it and be like, oh, that is Sunset Hill, you're right, I mean, maybe.
But why do we have, I mean, there's a reason why, or is it just because it's government, that they need this to be a part of our comprehensive plan?
I believe it's just to have it part of that, it's a requirement,
Check box.
yeah. Give someone, if someone needs information or any reason, just give somebody access, but it's not like you're gonna be able to download data, but all the data I use to create these maps are all public use anyway, or public.
Or just go on Google Maps or whatever, it's gonna have photography too, right?
Yeah, you can also do it that way. Looking at topography lines, I personally find the topography lines a bit messy. I think this is a much clearer way to put the data. So I'll remove labels for roads outside of town. I'll update. It's DOPLIN. DOPLIN, apologies.
No worries.
Road. And Richard, where is the hill?
It's in the northwest corner of town.
Colby Bryant Road, Father All Road.
So this is a landfill.
No.
No.
A hill, yeah.
I mean, it's 500, according to our topo map, it's like 526 feet, so it's bigger than
Most of the other.
Little
ones.
Dodling. Right, so I don't know if it must be something, but. Somebody might wanna know, the people that own it.
Yes, so again, this is just, it's like LiDAR data. So. I'm not entirely sure I can change, like how time's gonna be changed, I can look into it if we want.
I work for the government, so I remind myself of that. However, we have points on this map that are 354 feet high that are labeled. I didn't even know McIntyre Hill was a thing. I knew we had McIntyre Road, but the fact that it was a hill surprised me. Now we have something with almost double the elevation and it's unlabeled. Just thought, and if there's an opportunity, maybe we name the hill after something.
Okay,
Hey.
Ooh.
I know, I'm just saying, I mean, if we're gonna have it, we might as well make it accurate.
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And if it's an unnamed hill, then it's an unnamed hill with a given elevation.
Yeah,
So,
You know, in 10 years' time, that's the other thing with waste management, not that you want to label it, but in 10 years' time, the topography of that facility is gonna be different.
So we wanna label that.
I don't know,
I don't,
it's not up to me. I'm
Yeah.
just telling you that when you look at the map, it's gonna look different.
Yeah.
In 10 years.
Sure. So again, all the labeled summits are. Named places denoted by the naming index service. So that's where this data is from. And again, for example, town of Alberta right now. There isn't a label for a town feature called Mill Stream, even though there's lots of mill streams. And they're discussing whether it's actually Mill Stream or what it's been labeled in the past, we should label Mill Stream. So town to town, like we can we are in position to label things the way we want to label them to denote like the common understanding for these geographic places.
Well, we got Usula Street. Good street. And that's, then it's changed over the years.
Should I remove any labels then? Any labeled locations that are like, don't actually have a local name?
Well, everything
I
does.
think everything's labeled except
Yeah.
that one. Up by Kobe Bryant Road.
So if we learn that place does have a name, we can have it. Or if
According
we
to
want to add.
ChatGPT with the coordinates, there's no name.
Yeah, I don't see any name on my Google form, but
It means nothing, but
There were also plenty of hills from the data set that towns do have names for that we've added to map
Yeah.
with us. God,
so are we good on this, other than seeing if there's any names, or what did we decide on waste management? We're just leaving it as is.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna agree. I wanna put that out there. Just saying.
I don't know what it is. Okay. So,
you want.
we have other business, yeah, I was gonna, we will go back up to discussion action on the meeting minutes for March 24th, 2026.
Move to approve as written.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Okay. So moved. All right, is there any other business?
I just want to run through the list of items I've written down that I'll complete. I'll follow up with the MSAT data.
You just emailed the two.
Oh, great. For those years, yes, it's good. Thank you. Like that. Update survey. Put the vision statement into some document. I'll send the housing chapter and the policy and strategy design housing chapter. I have printed versions right here, or right here. Make that its local economy chapter, which can provide the employee or data for that table. And update to 2024 where or the newest accessible data where I can for these chapters. Just for example, if the ACS 2025 data comes out in December, like repopulating the whole plan for the new data points, is that something we want to talk about doing, or like at this moment is 2024?
Is it as simple as that?
It would be a pretty large undertaking, but if that's something we want to. I'm not actually sure, yeah,
I think we have to look at how different data is.
okay,
I think that's,
Yeah.
if it's similar, then it doesn't actually affect, if it's similar, it doesn't actually affect what we're doing in the plan, then I think it is what it is, but if it's significantly different or substantially.
like the employer data, that's like a good
Yeah.
example,
Right.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's outdated.
Okay.
Like,
So-
population data is not gonna be that different,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, like unemployment data is gonna be like. 4.6 versus 4.8%, so I mean, substantially the same. But where we're losing 250 employees with waste management, or,
Right.
no, with new balance,
Right.
that's a big change.
Right.
So I think that we need to have that discussion.
So as we go forward, I'll keep an eye on the data changes. For example, the population data for 2023 and 2024, it's 10 more people.
Right, like, that's not a substantial
Right.
change.
Right.
Okay.
I think it does depend on the state
Yeah, the amount.
It's quite the boom.
Are we all in general agreement with that? We'll lock it and go forward.
Yeah.
And then once those chapters are completed, I'll send to have posted on the town website and. Yeah, we'll go from there. That's everything I have from them.
Go team.
Thank you all for being here on this lovely day.
Motion or adjournment?
To adjourn.
Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor? We're adjourned.